Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. I am Daniel Blake. Thank you so much for joining me. As you know, today is July 29, 2023. Might seem like an ordinary day for you, unless it's your birthday, then happy birthday or your anniversary. But today will be forever remembered as the day that the Reggae Girls created history again, winning their first ever match at a FIFA Women's World Cup. Also, I believe becoming the first Caribbean side to do so as well. So our women just creating history right across the board. And that will be our focus today because earlier this morning they beat fellow CONCACAF nation Panama by a goal to nil. Alison Swaby, the captain, getting that all important goal. And now Jamaica has a very good chance of making the knockout stages. Can you believe it? Just, less than a decade ago, our women's program didn't exist. And now we're at the world stage and we have a very good opportunity to make the knockout stages. And once you make the knockout stage, then your odds of winning the World Cup is better than when you don't come out, because that that's pretty straightforward, right? But what our girls are doing, is amazing, and we will see what happens. But for now, we continue to bask in their performances so far. We will have some guests to talk about it after the 1:15 break. So please stay with us. Also, I'd love to hear from you. For all those, whether you watched the game or not, you should be a proud Jamaican. So tell me your reaction, how you're feeling about the Reggae Girls winning that first game and having a chance to make it out of the group. So 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. That's our WhatsApp line. You can send in your messages there and I will ensure to read them on air. Or if you are on YouTube and Facebook, then you can leave those in the comments and I will read those there. Already Paulette and Evadne saying congratulations to the girls. Paulette saying history. Yes, history indeed. So you can leave your comments if you are watching on Love FM's Facebook and YouTube pages, or again, as I mentioned, on WhatsApp. And speaking of that, remember you can watch and listen to the show in several different ways. Like I mentioned, on Facebook and YouTube, we're live there. So go over there and go to Love FM's pages, or you can download the Love FM app. Whether you have an Apple or an Android, go into your app store and download it. It is free. There's no charge. There's no subscription. Not like that. It's literally free. And also, when you download the app, you can listen to the show again. Or if you missed it, you can listen to it for the first time, recommend it to somebody. So the app is really, really useful. So let everybody know about it. So whichever smart device you have, download the Love FM app. You can also go on your internet browser, love101.org, and listen live there, or the old-fashioned way. You can go on your radio, go on the FM band, and we are on 101.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9. And remember, depending on where you are on the island, just scroll through and you'll find the best possible signal. So you might be on one FM band that you wonder why Daniel sound like him so hollow, like, oh, that was very weird to do. But yeah, just try and get the best signal possible. So, as I mentioned, we'll talk about the Reggae Girls a little bit more after the 1:15 break, and even after that, we will hear some reaction from head coach Lauren Donaldson, as well as the captain and the goal scorer Alison Swaby. They did their press conference after the game, so we will hear from them. You'll also hear my monologue, which I call the Danielog, very shortly, but as always, I like to start with our mini sports report, which I call the sports bits. So if you think that the Reggae Girls are the only women's team doing well right now in Jamaica, you might be mistaken. Because the Sunshine Girls, they also played this morning and they maintained their unbeaten start to the World Cup, defeating Wales 75-40 in Pool C in the Netball World Cup in Cape Town, South Africa. Jamaica were led by another excellent shooting performance by Captain Janelle Fowler with 39 goals. Romelda Aiken George had 19 and Rebecca Robinson had 12. On Friday, they demolished Sri Lanka 105-25. So sorry, Sri Lanka. 105-25, my goodness, which was the highest goal total by any team on day one, and the 80-point margin was also the largest of the opening matches. The Sunshine Girls will take on host South Africa on Sunday at 11 a.m. Jamaica time. So you know, some of you, if you have been watching the World Cup so far, only they have to wake up some, I don't want to say ungodly hours, but very early. But this time you'll be able to watch. So 11 a.m. Jamaica time. So go out and turn on your TV and watch the Sunshine Girls. But a little bit of concerning news because captain and star shooter Janelle Fowler earlier this week had a chilling experience ahead of the start of the World Cup, saying thieves stole cash from her purse. Robert Bailey of the Jamaica Observer reported that it was US $400, which is 75,000 Jamaican equivalent, that went missing from her room after she returned from a training session with the team. She took to Instagram and said, quote, "This is so unfortunate. This place isn't safe. First, they stole money from my purse, and now people are trying to come in on us in our rooms. Really?" End quote. Karen Rosen, media liaison officer for the Sunshine Girls, said the incident has triggered a move to boost security at the hotel where the Sunshine Girls and several other teams are staying for the tournament. She also shared that the team have been assigned 2 security personnel by World Netball for the tournament and says that they have no concerns about physical safety. So hoping that, you know, the girls stay safe and all the hard earned money isn't taken by, you know, some idiots. Now, another women's team, Jamaica's women's volleyball team, they advanced to the final of the 2023 Kosovo Championship in Suriname after beating Barbados in straight sets. The Jamaicans, who got by the likes of Bahamas and defending champions Trinidad in the preliminary round, eased by the Bajans in the semifinals 25-16, 25-21, 25-21. They will again play Trinidad in the final on Sunday as they look for their first ever title. So our women really doing it big. And finally, the West Indies. Oh boy. The West Indies need 183 runs to win in their second one-day international against India in Bridgeport. The Caribbean bowlers showed up today as they bowled out India for 182, with Gudakesh Moti and Romaria Shepherd taking 3 wickets each, with Alzari Joseph, Jaden Seals, and Yannick Correa also chipping in to take wickets. The West Indies are looking to level the series after going down by 5 wickets in the first match. So very impressive bowling performance from the West Indies. But as always, as you know, even if the West Indies bowl out a team for 21, there's no guarantee that they'll that they'll make 22. But we will see. And you know, by the time by the time the next show happens, which is next Saturday, the series should be completed, and we will see who comes out victorious. All right, so that was the sports bits for this week, and it is now time for this.
It's time for Daniel's weekly monologue.
I'm Ariel Brown Blake.
I'm James Blake.
I'm Hope Blake.
I'm David Blake.
And it's time for the Danielog.
The Danielog.
The Danielog.
The Danielog.
I will love it. And I think I deserve it.
That is so funny, Tiffany. All right, so I don't know if anybody listening is an entrepreneur or anybody who started a successful business, but no business or no super successful business started out great in year one. Um, they've gone through many challenges. So, for example, Google, Apple, if you have a 0.1% share in Google or Apple, right now you would, I would say, own several houses in Cherry Gardens. You'll have some very nice cars. Your children will be in private school at Hillel and all those places. But yeah, you'd be extremely rich. And for not just those high level companies and organizations, but even small businesses, like in the first year or even two or maybe even three, you might not see huge amount of profits, but it's when you continue working hard, you continue putting in the investment, and then over time, you get starts enough money in your pocket. And we know that the COVID pandemic affected a lot of those businesses, but for those businesses that have carried on and are now pretty successful to the point where some of them are even now on the stock exchange because they've been doing so well. I say all that to say, like I mentioned at the start of the show, our women's program was virtually dead and buried years ago. Like it was non-existent. And we all know the story, Sidella Marley and the Marley Foundation stepping in. And since then, we've qualified for 2 World Cups, and we are on the verge of making the knockout stages of the World Cup to compete with some of the very, very best. Now, the Reggae Girlz still haven't gotten the support they needed, or they need, pardon me, financially. There hasn't been enough investments in the Reggae Girlz. They themselves have complained about it. The JFF, they've complained about, the government, who, yes, they have given here and there, but not enough for their liking. And when you just look on our teams who are successful on the international stage or athletes, them really doing it without little to no investment. And a lot of these sponsors, wait until them reach a certain stage in them life to say, oh, hey, you're doing so well now. We'll make you a brand ambassador so that you can make our brand bigger. Not that we will make your brand bigger, if you get what I'm saying. But if you invest in our teams from very early, then you're going to see the benefit of it. And it's not the first time I'm saying this, by the way. If the government truly invests in teams like the Reggae Girlz, then years down the line, our GDP is going to be so much better. I'd love to explain it to you, but we have things to do. But you will see that our economy will be so much better, and you're wondering how. But trust me, why you think countries like USA, China, the UK, it's not, those aren't tourist destinations per se. We use tourism here to try and make money. But what they do is they ensure that they heavily invest in their sporting products. A lot of their sporting products are multi-billion-dollar products. Like, they make in profits multi-billions, which is why their athletes can make millions and millions of dollars. Just last week, Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics signed a contract extension worth over $300 million, because when the NBA just started, players were just getting I remember less than $100,000 in salary, and when people used to sign $2 million contracts, people were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, that's too much." And look at them now. So, for the public and private sector, if you invest in the Reggae Girlz, not it's not them alone getting benefit. It's you. Trust me. I feel like I've said that enough. And one day somebody's gonna take my advice. One day. And then we will see the sun shining every single day. Every single day. Even though the place hot. But speaking of hot, the Reggae Girlz were certainly hot this morning. A fantastic performance, which is now a historic win, and they are now on the verge of making the knockout stages of the World Cup. You know, sounds crazy to say, but they are. And we will be joined by some special guests right after the break to talk about it. So stay with us right here on Sports Talk. And remember our WhatsApp number, 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. Tell me how you're feeling after the Reggae Girlz win this morning, and I will read some of those after the break. So stay with us right here on Sports Talk.
We have to leave now, but I'm so glad I can carry my Love 101 FM with me anywhere me go.
How you do that?
What you mean? I have the Love 101 FM app on my phone, so no matter wherever support me go, I just click on the app and props, my Love 101 is right here with me on my iPhone.
But after me not have iPhone, so how me I go here?
Simply go to your Play Store upon your Android phone. Search for Love 101 FM. The red app with the Love 101 logo will show up, and you just download it. Even my friend in New York did a listen love the other day. Clear in New York, my dear. And you know how him did a listen?
Let me guess.
Pan the Love 101 FM app.
All right then, all right. Me I go download it so I can have love with me to anywhere me go. Have you downloaded the Love 101 FM app? Take Love 101 FM with you anywhere and listen anytime via the Love 101 app. Available in your Play Store for Android phones and on your iPhone in the App Store. Love 101 FM. We are here, there, and everywhere. The family station.
Love 101. The family station.
Win over $1 million in cash and prizes in the Yummy Summer Competition. Purchase any 4 different Yummy pastries. Write your name and number on your receipt. Send in with your Yummy salesman or drop off at the nearest supermarket or Yummy agency. 28 weekly prizes. 4 winners every week. Plus grand draw August 28th for a laptop. $60,000, $30,000. Plus a Yummy basket and back to school vouchers. Grand prize. A family weekend for 4 at the Holiday Inn. It's the Yummy Summer Competition. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
At Flow, we are determined to get it right. Now, over 60% of Jamaica has access to our fiber fast network, with over 800 communities being upgraded since 2020. And there's more to come. Everything we're doing is inspired by our harshest critic, you. Join Jamaica's fiber fast network and rediscover Flow today.
5 fantastic finalists, 1 title. Who will be Jamaica's 3rd gospel star? Your vote will help to decide the winner. Mountaineer numbers for the grand finale on Wednesday, August 2 at 8 p.m. at the National Arena, or watch it live on CVM TV, PBCJ, or JCGC social media platforms. Love 101. Voting closes Tuesday, August 1 at 6 p.m. Sponsored by the Chase Fund, the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, PICA, Airports Authority of Jamaica, Excelsior, CPTC, Universal Service Fund, Digicel, and Phase 3.
Love.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love FM. We have been focusing on the Reggae Girlz, or we are going to focus on them a little bit more now, because like I've been saying, which I sound like a scratched record at this point, but rightly so, they beat Panama earlier this morning, 1-0. Alison Swaby with that all-important goal in the second half to give the Reggae Girlz their first ever win at a World Cup. And they are now second in the group on 4 points and only need one more point to qualify for the knockout stages. It certainly won't be easy, but you know we are optimistic. To talk about the Reggae Girlz performances so far, including this morning's performance. I usually start with the woman first, but because you're in studio, I'm gonna leave you right there. So Tiffany, if that's okay. I am now joined by sports content creator Giovanni Brady, who, if you are listening on radio, but if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, he is in an Arsenal jersey first and foremost, but in the Jamaican colors. Gio, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad I made the distinction that it's Jamaican colors, you know?
Yeah. But it's Arsenal first, because that's the important thing, you know. Anyways, Tiffany, don't bad mind us.
No, I'm just saying.
Don't bad mind.
No, why don't you ask?
Hello, don't bad mind.
Okay, I thought this was a Jamaica day.
He could have worn a Jamaican jersey, you know, separate, but he decided to wear the Arsenal one. You have a problem with that?
Anything you say.
You're like a bad mind. Sure. Anyways, you are also hearing I always call her sports presentation manager and sports analyst and regular friend of the show, Tiffany Wong. Hello, Tiffany. How are you?
Hello, Daniel. Hello, Gio.
Hello, hi, Tiffany.
Good. Waiting for a holiday.
Oh my
We
God.
make history. Why we getting on a holiday?
First of all, you remember Bolt broke the record
That is true.
in 2008.
That is very true.
And Bruce never even budged.
That's true.
So
I mean,
remember that was on a world stage. Bruce never budged.
Early work day.
You hear what I'm saying?
I mean,
the honorable Prime Minister at the time, Bruce Golding, he did not budge, and Bolt became the biggest athlete
I'm just
in the world.
saying.
Anyways, Tiffany, we don't have time to waste with that. So, Gio, let's start with you before we actually talk about the performances. After that final whistle, like most Jamaicans, we were all filled with a lot of pride. What was your reaction, your feeling like after, you know, seeing us with that win on the board?
I think I posted on Twitter that my parents told me about 98, so I'm going to tell my kids about 23, you know? That was one of my feelings. It's very good, very good. I mean, right before the game finished, they showed the group table, and Jamaica is perched right there in second, behind France and above Brazil. And actually, if the penalty had gone our way, I think we probably would have been at the top of the table going into at least the final match day in the group on Wednesday. So, I mean, I'm very proud. The first result made me proud. I figured that we were going to beat Panama. You know, I thought we would have probably beat them earlier if Bunny was on the pitch, but that's a different story for a different day. But we got the victory, we got the results. And I'm just proud. You know, I'm overjoyed. The girls went out there and did it. And it was a very good performance. I thought in the first half. I think in the second half, you know, probably tired legs. We kind of waned a bit. But in the first half, I thought we were the better team, rightly so, by far. Even though it took us, I think, to 30 minutes to get the pressure on target. But we're always probing, prodding, threatening, you know, playing good football. I'm very proud of the girls. Very proud of the girls.
Yeah, Tiffany, you have been one of those in the trenches because...
Why would you say in the trenches?
No, because you watched or women's league when it's literally you won in the stadium at times.
And that's okay because now they're reaping the fruits.
And that's what I'm
you know
saying.
What I mean?
So for you to see where we are coming from to the fact that we have 4 points on the board at a World Cup, like how does it feel to you?
Still unbelievable. I mean, we have a chance to top the group. You know what I mean? We could have done it today had we converted our chances, had the penalty gone our way. We would have topped the group. And, being in a group with France and Brazil, just hearing those names alone, it's like, but the girls proved themselves. Coming from a World Cup, qualified for the last World Cup, didn't win a match, scored 1 goal, to now literally contending for the top spots. It's amazing. It speaks to the grind of the girls. It speaks to their confidence in themselves and the confidence in their teammates. And I just wish that we had a little more help and support, especially from grassroots, because they never just wake up one morning and turn like this. You have to work. You have to you have to find something within you that makes you proud to represent Jamaica. And I feel like nobody can tell me is not a reggae girl, even though I'm not there. But the emotions that they're feeling, I'm right there with them, and I'm so proud of them. Even if we don't do anything else, extremely proud.
Yeah, Gio spoke a little bit about the performance. We didn't have Khadija Bonishaw because she got sent off in that first game, and I hope that the GFF never waste no money when them did make the appeal. I hope the appeal was free. But anyways, she didn't play.
Yeah.
Was there any point during the game where you were concerned that, this might be a draw, or even worse, that, we couldn't cope without her?
I wouldn't say concerned about not being able to cope without her, because they proved themselves. I think in the latter parts of the game, when fatigue starts to kick in, it's like they're trying to keep up, and of course Panama is pushing because they just need 1 goal. You know what I mean? They're pushing, but kudos to the girls. They stood solid. I would have liked to see Shayna come on a little bit earlier. Possibly play with Jody Brown and just see how that pace would have gone against the Panama defense. If Bonnie was there, she walk in the defense every day. In her sleep, she closing her eyes and walking that defense. But without her, they proved themselves. It just shows how much of an addition she is to the squad. Not that they're not good without her, but they are better with her.
Yeah, Gio, Alison Swaby, getting that all-important goal, and a lot of times she made some crucial tackles and interceptions. What did you make of not just her performance, but her defensive performance, not just in this game, but also against the French, where a lot of people felt that we would be run over?
I thought it was a very composed and controlled game from start to finish, to be honest with you. In watching the first half, the thing that came to my mind, and I think it's the obvious thing, was that when I saw us dominating the ball and we weren't taking the chances, I wasn't necessarily, it's football, and a team will just count on you one time and score a goal and just park the bus. So I was very much afraid that when we were going forward, I saw Tiffany tweeting that, we need to score our chances, and I was very much in agreement with that. And I think that's why Bonnie came to mind, because I think if Bonnie was there, we were good, but we just seem to be lacking this. McKenna left the line very well, I must say that first. But, when Bonnie out there, it's something just different. We just seem to be lacking that bit of a slight cutting edge in the final. So I said, with all the position that we had, all the things that I saw we were doing well, I think we only had the first shot on target, probably after 30 minutes. So I thought we lacked that from a defensive perspective. I thought when we were asked questions, we answered very well. Swaby leading the line. I thought Denisha at left back. I don't know if Denisha was as solid as she was last game, but I think going on that early yellow in the midway through the first half is gonna hamper you. It's gonna make you have to be a bit more cautious, not diving in. Whatever. Cameron, on the right back side was very good, overlapping, defending, keeping the width, keeping possession of the ball. Sui besides Sui as well. Spencer in goal, I always trust her. So I mean, Tottenham Hotspur top flight goalkeeper. And what she had to do, which she did with well. So I thought overall it was a very good performance, from the team. And I thought in the second half when we went a bit, it was probably only because of tired legs, game state. Plus, you're leading the game, and no Panama just threw everything at it. So you naturally get a bit more tentative on the verge of your first ever win at a World Cup. So I was impressed with the team. I thought it was a good performance. Probably the only thing I would say is that probably we could have made a few subs probably a tad bit earlier, but that would be me nitpicking. When they win, when the coach win, the coach get everything right.
That is quite true.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good game from us. A very good game.
All right. Before I get back to you, Tiffany, let me read some of those comments that I promised to read here on WhatsApp, 876-997-3125. Charmaine says, congratulations to the Reggae Girlz. Well done. Angela says, I know that they would put out their best knowing Khadija Shaw was out. History for the girls. Congratulations. I'm not sure who this is, but from Henley Stone. Henley Stone is his name. Why did I think that was like a community? Sorry. Saying feeling great for the win by the Reggae Girlz. Gladys Simmons saying congratulations to our team. Big up to the young ladies, and may God continue to bless you all and keep you safe, because they need to be kept safe. That is true. Reggae Girlz all the way. And Vencilin Plummer saying congratulations to the girls. So proud of you all. Keep shining. Tiffany, like Gio mentioned, there were points in the game where we lacked that killer edge, but we did pretty well to come away with the win. And I personally was impressed with Jody Brown in that second half. But overall in that second half, it seemed like we had a lot more purpose. Why do you think that was? Do you think that it was something purposeful that we were doing, or was it Panama sort of drifting?
No, honestly, I feel like if anything, Panama came out solid in the second half, as in attacking wise. I mean, maybe that kind of caused a little lapse in their defense. They're probably pressing a little bit too high, but I feel like for us, it was purpose driven. We were going towards our first win ever at a World Cup. I feel like the ladies would have probably wanted to score a few more. I saw the intention, but they just couldn't quite finish. They couldn't quite. There's a couple of chances that Jody had. She came down too far, didn't have anybody to pass to. McKenna also, she came really, really close, just needed to get a shot off, got the ball taken away from her. So I think they were a little bit more purposeful in the second half, just because, they have a score on the board. How do you extend it? Because I always say one goal is not a goal, I mean, it is it is when the final is a blow, but it's so easy for a team to come back from 1-0. You know what I mean? Especially if it's scored when you have like a whole bunch of time left. Yeah. So anything can happen. Anything can play. I always say one goal is not a goal. So I feel like they were pushing, but they couldn't quite finish it. And that's why I had said that earlier. I wished Shayna came on a little bit earlier to just help Jody with the pace, with probably just like shooting from a distance, just keeping the keeper busy and keeping the defense running up and down. I must say kudos to Trudy. She did really well also. I like that she had a look in today. But yeah, I feel like we were purposeful because we knew we were going to win. It was just a matter of what margin we were going to win by.
One goal is not a goal. I mean, that's I understand fully, and you explained yourself.
Yes.
That's a strange way to put it, but I do understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So let me just, yeah. So Gio, we head into the game against Brazil. We just need a point to advance, and like we all know, Khadija Bonnie Shaw returns for that game. Knowing that she's going to be fresh, that she wasn't necessarily running up and down and putting a lot of pressure on herself today. Are you more confident than let's say if everything was equal before, that she was playing those 2 games and everything, and a lot of us were concerned that we may not beat Brazil, but knowing our current position, how confident are you feeling heading into that Brazil game on Wednesday?
All right, so I hear your question. Before I answer that, the next ball we need to big up a Juice Spence, number 8.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I thought she had. I've seen the position. She never play good. I don't know what we were watching, but I personally thought she had.
I think it's just it was just like slight moments, like not for the whole game, but just just a little bit of lapses.
Yeah,
Not that many, but people gonna talk once you do some one little thing wrong, people are gonna talk.
Yeah, but I thought in terms of controlling the game, I thought on the overall, she was very good. With Brazil on Thursday, with Brazil on Wednesday morning, no. Some stats. I think when Brazil's lost this morning, I think is their first loss in around 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 11 games since Brazil, the female Brazil national team, lost the game. And they're going to be up against Jamaica. They're on 3 points, and they're going to be hungry because, what an upset it would be if Jamaica kicks Brazil in the World Cup. What I'm interested to see is what's going to happen on Wednesday morning. Usually Jamaicans turn Brazilians and Brazil is playing some more, so I got
I think the boys. I really think the female team.
Go again?
I said I think it's mostly the men team. I don't really think it's Brazil's senior women's team. I think it's more the men.
I hope that's how it goes for real. But yeah, they're gonna be hungry. Bonnie Shaw is out there. I think Brazil is definitely the better team. However, when Bonnie Shaw is on the pitch and seeing what we did against France and what Brazil did against Panama and what we did against Panama, I do think that we should be able to compete if we go out there and we really to compete. This team has shown fighting spirit. This Reggae Girlz team, both on and off the pitch, has shown a consistent ability to get results, even when the tides are against them, to push back, to fight back, whether that be financially or playing wise. They have shown that goal. So from a mental perspective, I think they will be ready. I hope they will be ready, and I hope the mental meets technical on Wednesday morning, and that they can do something to go through. Because if they go through on Wednesday morning, I think I may call in sick from. Well, Wednesday's my birthday, by the way, so it was the perfect birthday gift for me to went through. But I think we have a good chance. Again, as I said, Brazil tough team, but Bonnie being back, Bonnie being rested, Bonnie looking. When I saw Bonnie on the bench, they're looking very confident. Yeah, man. I think we can do something against Brazil. We just need a point. I would have loved though if France had been the ones that lost this morning. Then no, I think that probably would have worked better for Jamaica a bit. But you played your position and you play the game and you play the football in front of you. So now we just need to go out there Wednesday and do the business. And whatever happens on Wednesday, I'm proud. I love the Reggae Girlz. A long time I'm gonna feel proud of Jamaican football. So whatever happens on Wednesday, proud and love the girl nonetheless.
Yeah, Tiffany, what about your confidence level? Earlier you said that it don't really matter. You're still very proud of them, but going into that game against Brazil, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I feel like the momentum is there, and just hopefully the girls come together and deal with Brazil. I don't know if you guys watched the match, but basically France was basically controlling Brazil for that game. And if we drew with France, and France can do that to Brazil,
That was part of my thinking as well.
Because you have to. Yeah, you're watching the football that is in front of you. That is what happened. But I know Brazil is probably going to. Poor Bunny. I know Brazil is going to go after her. Because she's our secret weapon. I'm just hoping that Shayna Matthew, Jodie Brown, anybody else can step up to the plate. If Bunny is being double teamed, she can't get no ball. Somebody else has to step up and score. Let's not put it on Bunny's back. You know what I mean? They all need to coordinate. They all need to play. This is a team game. Yes, Bunny is a secret weapon, but I hope they don't put too much pressure on her. I know Brazil is coming, but we are coming to. We want it at the table. Like we didn't come here to just drop out. You know what I mean? We didn't come to the World Cup to drop out. So they're gonna go out there. I'm hoping that they just go out there and attack. I don't want them to get laid back. I don't want them to be complacent, because that is when other teams will start to find some passes, string together some passes, and then your defense is like, oh my God, what's happening? So I want them to just go there, attack. Try to score as many early goals as possible. God help them, but as many early goals as possible. And then, then they can kind of slow down the pace. But I feel like if we come out and we just play complacent, we kind of play slow, Brazil is going to run us down.
So you want us to have a shootout against Brazil?
You know what? Spencer has 2 clean sheets. So I have faith in her. If it comes down to that, I do have a lot of faith in her. But I'm hoping it doesn't. I don't want a shootout to win, because sometimes you can play the best game.
I don't think he meant that.
What do you mean?
Mean like an attacking game.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yeah,
No,
like an attacking game.
I want us. No. I want us to attack, and I want them to be so lost and lackadaisical that it's like, oh, what is this Brazil team? You guys what I'm saying? That is what I want. I need Denisha to show up. I need the Solby sisters to show up. I don't know if Tiffany Cameron will be starting, but I need that backline to be as solid as. I don't even want Spencer to touch the ball. I don't want the ball in our goal 18-yard box at all. I want them to just go there and just all guns blazing out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and I think a part of the issue with Jamaica, not issue, but part of the thing with Jamaica and coming into the World Cup was that, we didn't play as much friendly games during the international windows that other teams that have played. So I think maybe it is also that other teams have not been able to fully gauge what Jamaica is actually, because before we went into the tournament, I saw a lot of previews and people had down Jamaica. And yes, it was France and Brazil, but knowing what I know, seeing what I would have, seen, and the caliber players that we had. Your Swaby, who was at PSG at the time on loan, your Spencer, your 2 Spencers, your Bonnie Shaw, your Jody Brown, and what those guys would have done. Your Washington, what she would have been done in the United States. Jamaica had I go to the team, I go to roster, but I think probably the lack of internationals and people not being able to see us and people saying, okay, probably Jamaica's poor preparation. I think that had Jamaica as underdog status, but I think going to the tournament, playing against France, showing what we showed against France, really surprised and woke up the world. And I thought, again, this morning, seeing what Brazil did to Panama, seeing how we played Panama, because I thought we played better football than Panama by some margin generally on the whole set of the game. I thought the only thing we were lacking was if Bunny was on that field. I thought we could have won winning this game 3-0. So, again, I agree with you, Tiffany. I'm not sure about the shootout part, but
Listen, listen, football is played on the day. Alright, we can deliberate all we want to deliberate, we can say all we want to say, but Wednesday, it's what they come out there with, how they show up, and how they play the game, how they manage themselves, how they play the game. So we can only hope for the best.
Yeah, that's all we can hope for. We have about 2 minutes before we have to wrap this segment. But just in that short time, the Women's World Cup obviously doesn't get the same hype as the Men's World Cup but starting with you, Tiffany, from all the matches that you've seen so far, what do you make of this edition of the World Cup compared to some of the others that you've seen?
I think there's a lot of talent. There's a lot more talent, I should say. Not that there wasn't talent before. I think there's a lot more talent in this World Cup. And there's a lot more names that people are not familiar with, that people are now seeing and going, oh, I didn't know, So I like that this tournament, this World Cup especially, there's a lot of new players getting exposure. There's a lot of young players getting exposure. I think, how old is Sully? 17? Our youngest is 17, right? Sully Washington, yes? Am I right? Okay. The brain all but yeah. So, she's 17 playing in a World Cup, and they are
other teams who have young girls as well. And this just goes to show that, yes, the men may get all the hype and whatever, but the women are working, and the longevity of women's careers is something to be looked at and spoken about. But yeah, I love that there's new talent, fresh faces. It's not just same old one person scoring all the goals. It's a whole combination of new people, new faces. So I really like that for us.
Yeah, G, I should try to tease some of your time, but I'm gonna give you your full minute so you can tell me what you think.
I think this World Cup has been very good so far. I think this is an expanded version of the World Cup. And what we've seen with that is that there's been a lot of more teams at this World Cup than previous World Cups, female World Cups, that is. And we've seen a lot of quote-unquote underdogs. Jamaica, and I think Haiti had a good result against England earlier up in the week, if I'm not mistaken. So we've seen the underdogs, our fellow CONCACAF and Caribbean team, go Haiti, woo, do well. So I think that has been a big takeaway. And I think just generally, when you look in the stands and you look at the people who are watching and you look on social media, you kind of realize that, women football in general is growing. It's becoming bigger. The expansion of the World Cup helps with that, but also, the talent. Because even they expand the World Cup and you give these younger nations, they have to, make it valid. And definitely they have come out and they've made it valid. So I'm looking forward to see what else can come out of the World Cup. I'm just excited seeing some more good football. Praying and hoping for the Reggae Girlz. I want to say one other thing. I don't know if you mentioned it, but Sunshine Girls at the Netball World Cup, to big up the Sunshine Girls, 2 wins from 2. Yes. Also, the volleyball team, female volleyball team over there in Barbados doing well. Kosovo Championship. So, yeah, big up them 2 teams there.
The women are just phenomenal.
Jamaican women.
Being the only woman right here, right now, I just want to big up all the phenomenal women.
Lovely. Gio, Tiffany, thank you so much for giving me your time this afternoon. And hopefully, when the girls make the knockout stages, we can talk again. So thank you again and enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy the weekend. I'm here, man. Just show me. I'll be ready to
All right, so that was Giovanni Brady, sports content creator in his Arsenal jersey with the Jamaican colors, and Tiffany Wong, sports presentation manager and sports analyst here at Sports Talk in a Puma jersey. So Puma, link Tiffany because she is really rocking your brand. We'll take a break right here on Sports Talk, and when we come back, we will hear from the winning coach. The winning head coach, Lauren Donaldson, and Alison Swaby, who got us that important goal that has put us on the verge of making the knockout stages at the World Cup. So stay with us.
Say hello to real fruit.
Say hello to no sugar added.
Say hello to delicious.
Say hello to Tropicana.
Naturally sweetened, no artificial coloring.
Now that's something I can get with.
Tropicana, here to make your day brighter. Tropicana, real fruit my way.
Real fruit my way, my way, my way.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the July 2023 payment under the Social Pension Program is now ready for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007 or check the Ministry's website, www.mlss.gov.jm. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Hey, my peeps, get this on the regular. Your HIV status, if you consider the least of a test once a year. Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Cause it might not show up on your timeline and you learn too late, so you're out of time. A progressive future, mandatory, really long life, our story. You hear?
Remember, update your status in a real life. Go HIV test today.
Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Really long life, our story. Real long life for youth, coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
There's certain moments in life you'll cherish forever. Like buying your first car, stepping into your first home, sending your child to university, starting that business you've always dreamed of. These are your great moments, and helping you achieve them is ours. Call Chris and Charles today. We have a loan for all the great moments in your life. Powering great moments since 1992. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
Strawberry, chocolate snackables full of flavor. It depend the list, one leap of flavors. Butterkiss can't miss. From 19 how long, Butterkiss is amazingly good, great taste to savor. Butter make you slide into flavor, and that's why everybody pray for Butterkiss forever and ever. The original cookie is Butterkiss. Give me Butterkiss. Give me Butterkiss sandwich biscuit and cookie. Give me Butterkiss. That cookie is a long time favorite, never miss. Give me Butterkiss. Give me Butterkiss.
Here's an invitation for churches and community organizations. If you're hosting an event which offers free admission, tell us about it and we'll get the word out in Love FM's bulletin board. Simply email your information to bulletinboard@love101.org. Love FM's bulletin board for church and community events with free admission and certain fundraising events. Conditions apply. Listen to Bulletin Board on Love 101 Saturdays at 4:55 p.m. Love FM's bulletin board is on your family station, Love 101.
Love.
101.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love 101, the family station. We have around 6 minutes to go. So let's go straight into the post-match press conference. You're going to hear from the winning head coach of the Reggae Girlz, Lauren Donaldson, and as well captain of the team for today, Alison Swaby.
Wasteful in front of goal and something. Well, I don't know if it's wasteful or it's just nerve. They're still coming off of the game, the eye from the France game, and obviously, yes, there's a lot of jitters and butterfly because, most of the time we're not the favorite to win a game, so that's very, very difficult, to carry that burden. So that's why I think, there was some wastefulness in front of goal. I didn't think we were clinical, as you say, yeah, but that has to be expected. But we got the one that counted, and that's all that matters right now.
So, gentleman in the middle, yes, please.
Congratulations on the win. The result tonight means your fate is in your own hands when you come up against Brazil. How do you view that situation at the moment?
Well, if you asked me before the World Cup, if we have one game to decide our fate, the last game, I would have said, just give it to us, let's take it, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to have a chance to play for something the last game because, it's the players, the coaching staff, and when we look at it, even all the adversity that we have, we know as a group that give us a chance and we can come out. So I think it's wonderful that we still have a chance doing something. So, it's the last game. It's, this one was a dog fight. That one is going to also be another dog fight.
I guess the position you're in, you can get a draw. That's enough. But do you want the girls to have a bit more of a positive mindset than that? Or would you be happy to sit back and try to fight for that?
I don't know what we you know. I mean, it's hard to sit back in a team like Brazil because I mean, Brazil is used to scoring goals, and you know, there's a you know, I must wonder about all my Jamaican people now because you know, half of them are so-called 90% of them are Brazilian fans. So, but we wear the same colors. We have a lot of respect for Brazil and the people in Jamaica. Brazilians get along, you know, friendship-wise, just you know, football and life. But the loving of football of Brazil, most Jamaicans think they're Brazilians when it comes to football. So it will be very interesting to see that. But no, they have a lot of flair. So they play one way and they're gonna play that way. You know, we have to try to come out and do something special to get something out of the game.
And to get Shaw back for the next game, how much of a bonus?
Well, yeah, that means a lot. That means a lot to us, you know, because she's a hell of a goal scorer and she's a big target, and you know she will actually draw some attention. So that's good.
Hi, Lorne. Congratulations on the win once again. You had a huge morale boosting result against France in game one. You've had a huge morale boosting win, a historic win tonight. In terms of preparing the players for the next game mentally, you know, is it important to, I guess, you know, you spoke yesterday pre-game about, you know, kind of just getting everyone on the same page and the importance of not getting too high after the first win. Is it the same, planning for the next game?
Yeah, it's the same going into the next game. Now that they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel to get through the first round. I mean, you know, so you know they have a chance like anybody else, and I think our preparation is going to be we will prepare for it, and just it's going to be we're going to come out and play hard, you know, and just you know leave it there, leave everything on the field. So that's going to be our mindset. We leave it there, you know, win, lose or draw. We're going to come out and play hard.
And what went through your head when you saw Alison's header find the net?
Well, I'm always overjoyed because you know we did some practice yesterday, and you know, and the same corner kick, and our attention span was just like a 2-year-old, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's going to happen in the game. So you know, sometimes that happens in practice. You say it will happen in the game. So I was very happy for Alison. You know, she's worked hard, and you know, she was the captain tonight also. So there was a lot of burden she has to carry for Jamaica, and I'm glad she got the finish.
That was head coach Lauren Donaldson speaking after the game. Apologies that you didn't hear Alison Swaby as promised. But as you heard, Coach Donaldson excited, but still, you know, a little bit cautious, a little bit reserved. Because nothing is promised to you in football. So while we do have a great advantage heading into that last game, might sound cliche, but anything can happen. And as Tiffany and Gio rightly said, football is played on the day. So this coming Wednesday, August 2, right after the holiday, I'm going to need you to wake up because at 5 a.m. Jamaica time, the Reggae Girlz will be playing Brazil. That's right, 5 a.m. So if you want us to see us create potentially more history, then you're going to have to wake up at 5 a.m. Not want to wake up 5 a.m. anyways and not do nothing. Eating a breakfast and a drinking the tea. So why not just watch the Reggae Girlz at 5 a.m.? You know where to find those matches. So please go out and watch them. Remember, the Reggae Girlz, they just need a point to advance to the knockout stages, and hopefully by that time, Andrew will consider giving Tuesday as well, the Honorable Prime Minister. So we would get the Monday holiday in Independence, and then Tuesday we just call it Reggae Girlz Day. But that's it for the show for today. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in and left comments and everything. Truly appreciate it. Remember, Sports Talk happens every Saturday afternoon right here on Love 101 from 1 to 2 p.m. But until then, please enjoy your weekend, stay safe, and as always, watch some sports.